In this episode, a woman explains why she has to control her thoughts and mind to maintain a godly marriage.
Taking a moment to pause and check the things I'm thinking about rather than allowing thoughts to dwell in my head willy-nilly has been such a freeing experience for me, in life but especially in my marriage. My mind used to be full of things like, he didn't do this for you today, why would you do that for him? He doesn't care about you, he's wrong, you're right. Start the argument, and it used to have such a negative impact on how I showed up as a wife. I knew I loved my husband deeply, and I loved being his wife. I just couldn't understand why my thoughts were so negative, until I realized they were not my own. The enemy has a plan for our marriages, and if we aren't intentional and aware of this, we as wives can destroy our home. Proverbs 14 verse 1.
I personally believe that the enemy hates marriage. He does not want to see marriage thrive, so he likes to attack marriages. And I feel like the way that he likes to attack me as a wife is in my thoughts and in my mind. My thoughts dictate everything. They dictate how I act. They dictate how I feel, how I respond. Like when little thoughts creep in, like your husband didn't do that for you. Why are you going to do that for him? Thoughts like, why did he do this? Why didn't he do that? He made me feel like this. It impacts how I show up. Something that I have really learned is there's a reason why God put verses in the Bible, like take every thought captive and make it obedient to the word of God, or telling us what to think about. Think about things that are pure, true, noble, right, lovely, because sometimes our thoughts are not our own. And when I am not intentional about my thought life, when I allow the enemy to just be playing around in my head willy-nilly, filling my head with whatever he wants to fill it with, like I don't show up as the wife that I want to be, the wife I feel like God calls me to be. That is when I get tit for tat. That is when I'm snippy. I'm walking around with an attitude. Like when my thoughts are negative, it pours out. And for me personally, it is so important to me that I become the wife that God created me to be and the wife that God knows my husband needs. So love you guys. Have a good day.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and stay tuned for more.